If you could go anywhere on the NFL timeline, the existence of the league, outside of your timeline of your playing career, is there one backfield you'd love to hop into just for one game? Maybe it's a quarterback you want to take the ball from. Maybe it's a team you'd want to just dip in there for 1 second, see what it's like. Is there where on the timeline would you want to go? Would you go classic, old school, like Bart Starr?
I would always start classic. Yeah.
Okay.
I would start classic, old school. I'm originally from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Grew up in then military wise went to San Antonio, Texas. Got to Texas, didn't know too much about Texas. Only knew that the Oilers were on TV and the Cowboys were on TV. For me, Earl Campbell, I said, I don't look anything like him. My legs aren't his size. I don't run like that. I'm not a big back, as they say. And then it was the Dallas Cowboys and, of course, Tony Dorsett. So if I'd go back in time, I think I'd put a star on my helmet.
Okay.
And I think I would place myself on that 99-yard touchdown run that Tony Dorsett ran from in the end zone, to the other end zone. I'd put myself there and probably do that. I grew up a Cowboys fan by default because, I was like, I don't look like Earl Campbell. So, yeah, I look more like
You didn't
Tony
want to be
Dorsett.
the guy running down the field getting his jersey torn off him and he's still going.
I like that part, but it just, I'm like, I don't
ever.
run that way. And I'm not a bulldog running back to where, like Marshawn Lynch said that. We had a conversation on his podcast.
Like that too.
Derrick Henry as well. These guys have that ability to run behind their pads. You know what? There's one back.
Okay.
And I love to interview him too.
I can see your wheels turning here. So what we got?
So Tennessee Titans, 6'5", went to Ohio State.
Okay.
I know where you're going with
this.
With that.
Yep. Two first names.
Eddie. George, I like that.
There we go.
I like that. All right.
Yes.
See, Mark, that's what I like you as a co-host, man, because there's something about your background. I know artistically you've got a background in drumming as a drummer. I don't know, man. Me trying to sing when I was young, you playing the drums. Look, we got some chemistry here.
This is good. We're starting a band. We just started a band, everyone. It's called the Holmes Stretch. I don't know what episode we're on.
That's right. So going back to Eddie George, he was a back that I can say that I've seen a guy 6'5" get shrunken down to a guy that's under 5 feet.
Yeah, because that's a disadvantage being tall, right? You want to be smaller so the defense can't see over that line.
And I saw that in our run for the Super Bowl 35 behind that Ravens defense that was anchored by Ray Lewis. And if you go back to that playoff game and how they manhandled a 6'5", 235 muscular built Heisman Trophy winner, and just leveled him to where it didn't matter the size. So that goes back to my story about when people say you're not big enough, not strong enough, not fast enough. I've seen a man 6'5" dropped to where it didn't matter how big he was. It was nothing he could do on the football field with guys that just wanted to just pepper him with a helmet. And then you take a guy like myself that's undersized, doesn't look like, from some people's opinion, a NFL running back.
We'll name names later.
Yeah, we'll
there
drop
might
those
be
names
some on
later.
screen right now.
We'll drop them. And I think also you probably can figure that out. But, I've seen it. And so that's why I think going back to just, my attributes, characteristics, how I developed as a running back, I think all of those different ingredients, man, you put them in a pot of gumbo and you stir that bad boy up, man.
Okay.
And you get a running back out of Texas, man. Some part of grown in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. But I think I was just bred, and being a running back is something that I just knew how to do. Some people say it's either on you or it's in you, so it's just in me, growing up.
All right. Let me ask you this question. You kind of teased this a little bit. But what ultimately is more satisfying as a running back?
Okay. Let's see.
Breaking a tackle or making someone miss?
Well, I told you what my ingredient was, my secret weapon, right?
You're just making people miss.
Having the ability to make people miss. breaking a tackle.
Yeah, which of the two is more satisfying?
And what was the other one?
In game, breaking a tackle or making people miss? Because does it feel more satisfying to run through someone or over somebody, or does it feel more satisfying to make them a highlight where they break their ankles and you're off to the races in a different direction?
The type of running back and the type of running backs that I grew up around, breaking a tackle, not making somebody miss, but breaking that tackle,
just knocking them over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the secret sauce that you want.
Okay.
As a running back. So if you have that in you, you're going to be a different type of running back. Your approach to the game is going to be very different. Although I had the ability to make people miss, what's in me as a Texas running back is breaking tackles. Breaking tackles.
Is there one broken tackle that comes to mind first? Maybe somebody had tackled you 2 or 3 times in a game and you're like, I'm gonna get through this guy eventually.
It is, but I'm gonna come back to that. And here's the reason why. Because what comes before that is I was able to build my game after seeing guys that were put before me that didn't like to get hit. So I saw more guys that were running backs that preferred to outrun and not face the competition. Jay Graham from Tennessee, he was the drafted back in 1997 for the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
3rd round back out of Tennessee. Jay Graham, when he was a runner at Tennessee, he was / running back / track. I believe his sister was actually ran in the Olympics as well and got a medal. But for Jay, I learned that when he was taken, obviously, as our drafted running back in 1997 for the Ravens, I watched him, studied him. I said, oh, man, this guy don't like contact. Now, of course, I'm speaking for him. He could probably speak for himself. But also Jamal Charles, one of the guys that had broken my record, shows that he's very productive as a back. One of his specialties is that if you give him an inch and he can get to the perimeter, he's going to take it 60 yards, no problem. And when I talked to Jamal, he said the thing that how he approached the game was, I'd rather see how fast I could score a 50, 60, or 70-yard touchdown, because that meant less hits. That meant I'm getting a touchdown faster, and now I'm getting off the field. And I said, wow, that's a unique way to look at it. As a running back from Texas, I never looked at the running back position that way. I looked at it as contact first.
Right. Like,
you're going to build your game off of running through these jokers. And so for me, again, I go back to the Ravens defense. It was the ability for me to learn to where when I was going up, I was the blocking dummy pretty much, to where I can go out on the field, practice all day, get hit 1,000 times by the defense, and none of those guys will get in trouble or get lectured. You know what I mean? It was like, Priest, that's your job. Run in there and just let Ray just jump on you,
Yeah, it's not a fun game. It's not a fun game.
Yeah, not a fun game. So I came in the game a different way to where I didn't have that luxury of just not getting hit. I came in the game to be hit. That's how I was going to get my start. That's how I was going to prove myself. A camp, or 4 weeks into camp, 4 to 6 weeks into camp back in 1997, where you're actually doing 2-a-days. Like that 2-a-day doesn't exist no more.
Yeah,
Not that kind of 2-a-day.
Those 2 days are gone, man.
Those 2-a-days are gone. So that's the kind of back that I was. And so early on, I was having to go through that defense and get hit and punished and bleeding and scraped and punched. And there was nothing you could do to react, right? As an undrafted free agent, the first person you try to swing on, they're sending you home, So it was one of those things that it taught me a lot of patience, And I think cleaning those baseboards goes back to that discipline is the way I could sit in there and take all that punishment my first year in 1997 against the what we know is arguably one of the top defenses.
Breaking news from Bet365. New customers, Priest, $5. You just bet that and you can get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So sign up, place a bet for $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
Bonus bets can be used on the spread, player props, futures, and so much more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. Or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 21 plus only. 18 plus in Kentucky. Please gamble responsibly, and you must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, and Kentucky, as well as Louisiana and select parishes. Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. $10 minimum deposit required. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
This has been a Playmaker production.